Well, hello there. This is Shawn1113 podcast show. I am your host, Shawn1113. Thank you for listening to this podcast, wherever you may be, wherever platform you're listening to, anywhere and everywhere in the world. And always, please stay encouraged no matter what. We will take a look back at NFL Week 1 and college football Week 2, and then we look forward to NFL Week 2 and college football Week 3. And with that, a look back at the college football first. A lot of games, a lot of upsets. I mean, Tennessee beating Pittsburgh. I thought Pittsburgh was going to win that game. Then Marshall, the way they beat Notre Dame. Wow. I don't think that game was even close in that one. Wow. Then you got really other Miami beating Southern Miss. Speaking of Texas A&M, their next opponent, I can't wait till Miami beats Texas A&M. They look bad against Appalachian State. And I think, in my opinion, Jimbo Fisher is an overrated head coach for what he's done at Texas A&M, and that's been proven now. There is also some other, Georgia Southern beating Nebraska, firing their coach. These Sun Belt teams are tougher than you think they look. I guarantee you that. Now let me see if there's some other things. BYU beating Baylor. I thought Baylor was going to pull it off, and you won, to their credit. I mean, it was a really good mix. Oh, Alabama and Texas. I thought Texas was going to win that game. Alabama escaped. They were lucky. Alabama was basically lucky over Texas. But there's some other things. Let me know in the voicemail. But it was a crazy college week as much as the NFL was crazy the first week. Let me get my picks done right now. 5 games, and then the college upset bit, week 3. Penn State and Auburn taking Auburn. BYU and Oregon taking BYU. Texas Tech at North Carolina State. UTSA in Texas. I'm taking UTSA. And then Miami, Florida, Texas A&M. I'm taking Miami, Florida. And then my upset bid, Marshall and Bowling Green. I'm taking Bowling Green in that one. Now, the NFL, let me look back at the NFL Week 1. Very, very, very entertaining, very crazy. And I as an NFL football fan, as a football fan in general, you couldn't be happier. Cincinnati and Pittsburgh was crazy at another level. I don't know what to say about Pittsburgh's gutty win. Losing T.J. Watt is tough. Can that defense hold up while the offense still tries to catch up? Then you have one of the most impressive wins. I think Kansas City and Buffalo got the most impressive wins in the NFL this week. Seattle pulling off against Denver. I don't know. Well, I'll make a question about that. Actually. Green Bay getting the snot out of Minnesota. Wow. Did not expect that to happen like that. New Orleans pulling off Atlanta. What's a comeback? Philadelphia holding on to Detroit. Washington beating Jacksonville at the last second. Giants having the guts to go for 2, and then hold on a Tennessee missed field goal to beat Tennessee. The Giants did. Baltimore did look impressive. Indianapolis did not in their tie against Houston, to be perfectly honest. San Francisco certainly did not against the Bears, but it was rainy as well. The Rams probably was the most disappointing. I thought they could show more heart as a defending Super Bowl champion against Buffalo. But like I said before, Buffalo was the most impressive, and then Kansas City over Arizona. So, Cleveland pulling off Carolina. So Mayfield does not get his revenge whatsoever. Las Vegas, the Chargers was a pretty good game. Vegas was Vegas had to catch up for a little bit, but the Chargers won that game. Now, week 3, NFL games, and some questions about any of these games. Starting with the Thursday night one. LA Chargers, Kansas City Chiefs. We'll start with a good one, Amazon Prime Video. Question here: who's going to make the biggest mistake in that game? Because I expect a track meet between these two teams. Which team is going to make the mistake? Carolina and the Giants, a pick'em game. Can the Giants roll the dice again? Giants coach roll the dice again against Carolina? We'll see. New England and Pittsburgh, another pick'em game in my opinion. Can Pittsburgh's defense keep up? Can New England score some offensive? But something's got to give between those two teams in Pittsburgh. Tampa Bay and New Orleans. Can New Orleans continue their domination over Tampa Bay? New York Jets and Cleveland. There's really no question except how much Cleveland's going to beat the Jets. Miami and Baltimore. Can Miami break the Baltimore spell? Because my Dolphins have not played well against Baltimore in its history. We'll see. Indianapolis and Jacksonville. Can Indianapolis break the Jacksonville spell? Speaking of that, ironically enough. Because remember last year, Indianapolis had to beat Jacksonville win the playoffs, and they wasn't even close to beat Jacksonville. And that was in Jacksonville, by the way. Washington and Detroit. Can Washington keep up? Can Detroit win its first game? Seattle and San Francisco, another pick'em game. Who outlasts who? Geno Smith or Trey Lance? Atlanta and the LA Rams. Can LA just come back to earth long enough to beat Atlanta? We'll see. Houston and Denver. My question is Houston going for the tie? Or Nathaniel Hackett can give the Panthers and Russell Wilson on a 4th and 5 and not a 64-yard kick that he did against Seattle. Arizona and Las Vegas. Which team will have their first win? And then it's time to, and if one of these teams are 0-2, Arizona or Las Vegas, is it time to panic then? The loser of that game. Cincinnati, Dallas with Dak Prescott injured. Let's see what Cooper Rush does. Can Cincinnati, or can Cincinnati reduce those turnovers? I mean, we'll find out. It's really a pick'em game, to be honest. Sunday night, Chicago and Green Bay. Can Green Bay recover at home and start again? Because they did not look good against Minnesota, I can tell you that. 2 Monday night games, Tennessee and Buffalo. Can Buffalo continue to ride high against Tennessee? Will there be an eventual quarterback change from Tannehill to Malik Willis? And then Minnesota and Philadelphia. Maybe the winner of that game might have the early inside track in the NFC. Which team will it be? Minnesota or Philadelphia? And with that, that is the Shawn1113 podcast show. Look back and look forward to the college and NFL games. With that, thank you for joining me. Thank you for subscribing this content and liking it. And again, as always, stay encouraged no matter what.